So what's going on, guys? I am Black Ops Amazing. Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about the One in Zombies, a name that we heard all the way back in November when this game released. In fact, before that, in the D Machine trailer on the staircase, you can see it says the accursed one will rise again. We've heard about this person or this thing for months now, but other than this, that's all we've had. We don't really know who the One is. We were just told they will rise again. However, in some brand new intel as a part of Season 3, it seems like we're now starting to learn more about them. Is the One Dr. Monty? Is it the Shadow Man? Is it both of them together? Maybe neither, and it's a new person, someone we've yet to see. But what exactly their role has been in all of this, up until this point, we haven't been sure. There are loads of new documents, audio logs, radio transmissions you can find in Outbreak, and a few of them mention the One. So the first set of radios I want you guys to listen to is from Fedorov. He is one of the many survivors trapped within the Dark Ether.
Patrick Fedorov, his writer, Omega Group. Why do I still call myself that? Why do I even keep making these reports? I lost track how long they've been here. Surely, it's been years. There used to be more people here. Lost. Like me. So many are gone now. Food for the dragon. Yes, a dragon. But it's also a rocket ship. Don't even try to make sense of these things anymore. What I know for sure is the dragon must be fed. It demands sustenance. And then it delivers this banquet of souls to the One. I do not like to even speak of the One, but his shadow falls over us all. And we must pay tribute. At first, we sacrificed the weak. Strangers, friends, it did not matter, but then we who still remained began hunting each other. I have to go. It is hungry again. I have to go.
So in this first audio log, Fedorov talks about him being trapped in the Dark Ether. He mentions some of the things he's come across and how he's now feeding food to the dragon. These spaceship / dragon heads that we see in Outbreak, they originally come from the Dark Ether, and Fedorov says he is feeding them. They demand substance. Once the dragon eats the undead, it then delivers the souls it's consumed to the One. Fedorov says, I don't like to speak of the One, but his shadow falls over us all, and we must pay tribute. He is sacrificing people, or in this instance, zombies, to whatever or whoever the One is. But there's more.
Fedorov, writer, this may be my last recording. Oh, I've not felt like myself in a very long time. I know that change is upon me. I've seen it in too many others. I do not recognize it in myself. I began with my mouth tasting like battery. Then my skin turned bluish. It started to crack. At first I shot flakes of skin, and then I noticed the flakes, they were made of crystals. I know what I am becoming. The One has chosen me. He's making me into one of his soldiers. Crystals, they call to me now. I tried to stay away, but the more I change, the more I need him.
In this radio, Fedorov mentions how he's beginning to change, as you would expect from being trapped in the Dark Ether for so long. We know that's one of its many effects. His mouth is beginning to taste like battery, his skin is turning. He says, "I know what I am becoming. The One has chosen me. He is making me into one of his soldiers." Yet, more mention of the Accursed One, but that still doesn't specifically tell us who this is. We figure that he is the leader. If people, things, zombies, if souls are being sacrificed and then given to him, obviously he's high up in terms of power. Is he in charge of everything in the Dark Ether? Is he the controller of the zombies? We don't 100% get an answer here, but in this next audio log, which is from Valentina, who works for the Omega Group, she tells us that she's been visited.
16th of August, 1984. Personal log. He visited me again tonight. As I slept, he appeared before me. He is but a shadow to me, so close yet so far. He told me to have faith. I must stay the course. There were recent developments last month that were unanticipated. He assured me that all was not lost. His plan, our plan, is still on schedule. He had new instructions for me. I will see that they are completed. We will be reunited. We will rise again. Our destiny is all but assured.
As you just heard, she said, "He visited me again tonight. As I slept, he appeared before me. He is but a shadow to me, so close yet so far. He told me to have faith and must stay the course." There were recent developments last month that were unanticipated. He assured me that all was not lost. His plan, our plan, is still on schedule. He had new instructions for me. I will see they are completed. We will be reunited. We will rise again. Our destiny is all but assured. So Valentina was visited by someone who was nothing but a shadow to her, someone she couldn't particularly see but hear. And although it doesn't directly mention this shadow being the One, it would make sense. And what's interesting here is the use of the word shadow. If this person is talking to Valentina from within the Dark Ether, well, there was another person that did that in our old zombie storyline, and that was the Shadow Man. At the end of Tag der Toten, he was trapped inside of the summoning key, and that was destroyed. Whilst Dr. Monty's fate was him being banished to the Dark Ether, the Shadow Man's we were never 100% sure on. Either he was killed when the summoning key was destroyed, or like Dr. Monty, he was banished to the Dark Ether as well. If the Shadow Man did get banished to the Dark Ether, then could he still be there? And is he this shadowy figure that visited Valentina and is talking to her, telling her what to do? Is this shadowy figure Dr. Monty? Is it both of them? Are Dr. Monty and the Shadow Man together the Accursed One? Or is this a totally separate person? We don't actually know if Dr. Monty and the Shadow Man are still alive. If, like everything else in the Dark Ether, they either died or changed over time. Is that even a possible outcome for Dr. Monty and the Shadow Man? Because they are different to normal people. They had already changed. They had totally separate forms. On one hand, they could look like normal people, but they could also change their appearance and look like Apothicon type creatures. Both Dr. Monty and the Shadow Man were infected by the Dark Ether. And then there's also another radio, this one's from Dr. Peck, where he, like Valentina, is also hearing voices.
Peck, personal log, September 3rd, 1984. 2:35 a.m. The witching hour approaches. Cheers. It's been nearly 2 months since my arrival. Work on the inversion warheads proceeds as planned. Operations continue to run smoothly, but oh, damn it all. You're right, Peck. You're always right. That's not what this is about. Look, too many sleepless nights. Maybe it's too much time down here in the deep, in the darkness. Man, I could go to the surface, but there are things up there science just can't explain. The demonic echoes that keep tormenting my staff. An ethereal orb that, I don't know, it cries out with the laughter of children. It's enough to drive a man insane. Not that I'm insane. No, I'm holding it together. Nothing to worry about here. Old noggin's good. But we keep trying to bend this reality to work for us. We mine and pilfer for resources to build our weapons and warheads. We really have no clue what we're dealing with, do we? I mean, 1 second this place is trying to kill you. The next it's dropping treasure chests out of the sky. Am I crazy or are we vastly underestimating the powers in play? I found one of those computers from the Dark Ether. Omega studied them, but they don't have much to show for it. But I've spoken to someone on the other side. I haven't told the others. Need to be careful. Keep my cards close to my chest. After all, knowledge is power.
Peck tells us he's spoken to someone on the other side. Has the One also made contact with him? This is very similar to certain situations that took place in the old zombie storyline, with the Shadow Man manipulating characters from within the Dark Ether. One of those people was Richtofen. When he touched the MPD on Moon for the first time, that was when he became corrupted by the Dark Ether. He began hearing the many voices of corruption, and one of those voices he heard and spoke to in his head was the Shadow Man. The Shadow Man was using Richtofen, telling him to do things, where ultimately he wanted him to help him to escape from the Dark Ether. And then one final other thing I want to touch on, there is a radio from Dr. Gray and a memo from Weaver where they both mention how someone in the Dark Ether may be helping them. We have things such as the mystery box, the perk machines, chalk drawings of weapons on the walls, all things that we've seen before. We knew in our previous zombie story these were all given to us by Dr. Monty. He was helping out the Primus, Ultimus crew, or whoever we were playing as, so they could use them things to their advantage, and that way the cycle would continue. Yet the whole situation is now totally different. The cycle is broken, but we are still getting things that would help us out, such as the mystery box. In the memo, Weaver writes, all three classifications seem to support your theory. Someone in the Dark Ether is trying to help us. Sometimes the method is unorthodox, collecting essence, trials by combat, but the end result equips our strike team with the tools necessary to survive. The who, how, and why remains a mystery, but there's some comfort knowing that someone over there may be on our side, for now at least. So Weaver acknowledges that someone in the Dark Ether might be trying to help them, and again if you listen to this audio log from Gray, she says a similar thing.
I've been thinking a bit about the beacon. You know, the thing we've been casually using to move between different areas of the outbreak zone. Well, we don't know what it is, or who built it. Same goes for the funny little vending machines. We think they're safe. Certainly no one's lost anything while using them, but they are something of a peculiarity. They appear to have been cobbled together from machine parts pulled from different time periods in our world. A bit of this from the 50s, a dash of that from the 60s, a sprinkle of something from the 80s. You get the idea. It just doesn't really make sense them being here. Now, I've got a theory, and it is only a theory, that someone or something in the Dark Ether has sent them here to help us. I'm not sure. It's definitely something to look into.
Could it be Dr. Monty, again, that is providing us with all of these items? The question then would be why? Because the cycle is no more, so what reason would he have for helping out the strike team? Maybe he thinks in one way or another it might lead to him escaping from the Dark Ether, or it could be someone else that's helping us out. But what we do know is it seems like there's two big figures in the Dark Ether, someone bad and someone good. Someone that's helping us out, giving us all of these items to kill the undead, and then someone that's sending the monsters of the Dark Ether to attack us. The big question is, who? Dr. Monty? The Shadow Man? Someone else? Who is the one? Anyway guys, there we go, that is it, that is all I have for you for today's video. As always, hopefully you have enjoyed. If you have, you know what to do, drop a like rating, make sure you are subscribed to stay up to date with the latest videos on the channel. There are plenty more interesting radios in Season 3, so I will be going over them, but until then, goodbye.